All right, everyone, welcome to the final demo day of Edge City Patagonia. Give yourselves and the presenters a round of applause. All right, so presenters, I'm going to be timing you, as always, and I'm going to give you the mic. Please hold it to your mouth. There is some noise pollution outside. There's a very angry bird. So hold it like this far away as I'm holding it. Thank you. All right, welcome everyone. If you can get settled, bring conversations to a close. Thank you. So these demo days, as always, are a reminder that we are here at Edge to build. That doesn't just mean building startups, people building art projects, communities, new cities, movements, etc. But we want people to be in the mindset of shipping while they are here. There are two rules of demo day. As we know, the first is that I'll be timing you pretty strictly this time around. We have quite a few demos to get through, so it'll be about 2.5 minutes. The second rule is that we're all going to support everyone as much as we can. We're going to give them a very loud round of applause every time someone comes up. Let's practice right now. Make them feel like a rock star. All right. So first up, we have Cooper. Please welcome Cooper.
Thank you, Timur. Hello, everybody. So I'm here to show off what I've been working on since Edge Esmeralda. So I'm going to start off and just pass out some cards so you guys can actually see and hold the cards in person. Just pass them back, and I'll come and collect them from you guys at the end towards the back. Run back up. So yours truly is a way to send real handwritten postcards and greeting cards from anywhere in the world. Right now, you can only send cards from anywhere to the United States. We're currently working on bridging that gap, so we'll get into it. So I think real-world applications for spending crypto are super important, and this is a way to do it. So all of our notes are handwritten by robots holding a real pen and ink, and it gives it a really personable touch, and you can actually feel and see the real pen strokes. Every note or every letter looks a little bit different because it's actually written by a real pen. So let's get into the demo. So here's our beautiful landing page on World. You can log in and sign up with your World ID, or you can use your email if you want to do that. So you can upload or take your own photo. So say you're on a hike somewhere really cool, just snap a photo and upload it. And then, so we have a bunch of different artist models here that you can create with. And what the really cool part about this is when you create with these artist models, the artists get paid over the blockchain through our attribution model instantly. So it's a really cool way for artists to earn. And if you're an artist, please hit me up. We're always looking to work with more artists. So there is the image. And then you can go into the note editor, write a quick blurb, and then generate your note, edit it. And we have a whole address manager where you can add and easily autofill your contacts. You can add a gift card if you'd like. We're working on adding some more gift card options. And yeah, you can pay and send cards with crypto, Apple Pay, and credit card. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Amazing. Great job. Safe travels, Cooper. We'll see you at the next one. All right, next up, we have the Argentina on-chain download. Please welcome, who's coming up for this? Please welcome Louisa to the stage. Oh, just refresh it?
Yeah, just refresh it.
Gotcha. Where is it? Okay, maybe you go later. Argentina on Chain will be back shortly. All right, next up we have Meditation Artifacts. Please welcome Luca to the stage. If you're going to demo, please sit close to the front so you can jump straight up.
Okay, good to know. Hey everyone, I'm Luca Del Deo. In the past 8 years, I've been studying cognitive science of religion. Past 2 years, I've been working on building ecosystems for meditation, research, innovation, and education. So what I'm presenting today is basically what we have been working on, Charlotte McAdams and myself, here at Edge City, Patagonia, the Monastery Hacker House. So, what is meditation's role in the future? There are some problems with meditation right now. We all know that meditation is showing up in these new settings, Edge City, new places around San Francisco, anywhere in the world. We all want to meditate. But how do we bring it in more effectively? How do we think more intentionally about it? We know that there are new opportunities for tech applications, like Martha, I see you in the front row. We've got one of our residents and their app featured here. And we know there are lots of new methods for meditation that are really poorly understood. Plugging myself here, my TEDx BU talk, where I talk about imaginary friends and how you can meditate them into existence. I don't have that, but it's a really cool idea. So we have all of these ideas around what meditation can be. And now we need to start building the space for these ideas to become a reality. And so that's what we have been piloting for the past month here at Edge City, Patagonia. I just love this photo of our residents. And we've been having a great time. Meditation is something really unique and fascinating. I think many people here have by now experienced it in some form through breath work, through hypnosis, through tantric practices, through our Buddhist teachers, our Christian teachers. Meditation comes in many shapes and forms. And for many of you, it's unlocked new capacities. It's helped you be more calm in stressful situations. And I think there are even more ways that meditation can change our lives radically in novel, like truly unimaginable methods. So this is why we need new research and technologies to catalyze meditation's impact even further. That is why we have the Monastery Hacker House. Oh man, I'm out of time. We have the Monastery Hacker House. The idea is teachers, we have the creatives, hackers, and researchers, and all of them supported by the nomads, founders, and investors who live within this beautiful ecosystem of innovation, research, and ideation. And that is essentially it. We're going to be at new pop-up cities soon. Where will we go? I don't know, but we're going to be traveling the world, trying out this model, and we would love for you to be a part of that journey. Thank you, everyone.
Absolutely crushed it. Thank you so much, Luca. All right. Next up, we have Yusuf and Beck. Please welcome them.
Hey everyone, I'm Beck,
I'm Yusuf.
and we're building the empathy intelligence for every kind of mind. The world's most brilliant minds are often neurodivergent. They're the ones that are often most misunderstood. Our tools were never built for communication diversity, and it shows. We met actually in the airport on the way to Edge City, and we decided to build a prototype of Unmask here during our time. So many calls ago, we stopped really listening. The truth is, we don't all communicate the same way. That's not a flaw, it's diversity. Introducing Unmask, a new layer for video calls that helps neurodivergent and neurotypical people understand each other in real time.
Okay, so yes, now we will show like what we've been building in the last like 3 weeks, which is a good progress for now for this first layer. Let's see it. So for now,
Or an interruption here.
change it
See
to
what
calls.
happens.
So what it does here, like it detects like if somebody's interrupting in the call, and also gives like prompts, as you can see here, like if there is interruption for the listener or for the neurodivergent person, and it can also like flash this yellow circle if there is many interruptions and stuff. So somebody can take let's take a break or something. Like have you seen here, like also like it's like sovereignty on the neurodivergent person can use preferences to do that. And also we're planning, like this is just the beginning, we're exploring also to be on wearables, and also like yeah, we're like in the DSI and things we've been listening to here, like to have like your user empathy profile that can be shared on other apps or also with therapists and so on, and also exploring like brain, like BCI and this stuff. So yeah, we're aiming, like as I said, like to have like a large scale data set of real world neurotype communication patterns. So this could be also like the user can kind of sell their anonymized, which they own, like communication trait profiles. And yeah, this can also transform how people are perceiving like neurodivergence and how it is a strength. And yeah, do you want to say something?
Maybe one more thing is it's basically an adaptive user interface, which means that the neurodivergent person is in control of who receives the prompts, whether they do to understand themselves better or just the listener, so that they build more understanding and awareness of different neurotypes. So yeah, that's all I had to say there.
What to say here? Thank you. Yes. Yes, like if you are one side, we're also like, yeah. So yeah, like join the wait list for like Unmask, and also we're seeking investment partners. So if you're interested, reach out, please. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, guys. All right, next up we have Agartha. Please welcome Jeremy.
Tibor. Hello. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Edge City. Who here is ready for a nap? Who's with me? I need to fucking nap. Okay, so at the Agartha House, we ran a benevolent AI experiment this month where we had 24 residents co-living with a collective intelligence agent who we lovingly called Aqua the Secret Agent. If you'd like to see the full hypothesis, please check out our Substack where we write about cool solar punk, amazing lifestyles, and weird shit. But we essentially were thinking about how can AI help us reduce organizational friction, enhance meaning and connection, model benevolence, honor data privacy and sovereignty, and measure the reward of the value of data and service we contribute in a co-living situation. Obviously, we did not have enough time to do any of this shit, so I'm just going to share what we actually did. We partnered with Eden.art, who hosted our custom AI agent, and essentially we put together individual profiles for all of our residents. We had a bunch of organizational stuff in spreadsheets. We built a guidebook. One of our engineers built an API call. It's a social layer, and then we plugged it all into Discord. So the agent was able to build individual profiles for each resident that evolved over time, and then it created a collective memory for all those too. We also had a bunch of stuff that was not tracked, like coaching and strategies and one-on-ones and in-person events. So we had community admins actually feeding in their perspectives into the personality profile. And all this was fed over to Anthropic's Claude to get some useful information. So Aqua was actually pretty cool and vibey. It was just living in Discord with us. It would synthesize interesting things that we were doing. It created cool images. We got to send images to each other and like ask it to talk to each other. And we asked our CTO to join us. Decca, thank you for being a part of this program. Aqua is also helpful, kinda. So what it did was it was able to produce big summaries of all the things that were going on a social layer, as well as all the events that are happening in the house and all the things we need to take care of. We were able to talk to it directly and ask for specific information and venue information, etc. And each individual got a DM every morning to say, hey, how's it going? Here's your goals. Here's some reflections and thoughts around where you're going. So it's very deeply personalized, and that was pretty nice and cool. However, over time, we found that it was a mixed bag. So first off, the check-ins and the data summaries are great. However, the context windows are very limited. So the amount of data that's going in there and the exposure to all the information that's going on would lead to either missing context or misinformation or just straight up hallucinations. So part of it is dependent on the maturity of these models in general. It was really nice to have the deeply personalized guidance and art. However, I think we found it would start to become a little bit repetitive if we weren't inputting into the system. We did not have enough time to really explore benevolence and sentience, but we were able to at least program some basic core functions. And if you're interested in talking about that, I could talk all day about it, so come find me at the closing ceremony. We did also notice that there was a degradation in both quality and therefore engagement. So as soon as people are finding that not fully accurate, they just stop caring and stop using it. And then, damn, it was really busy at Edge City, so we couldn't get a lot of stuff done. But anyway, what's next? If you'd like to come check us out, join our Discord server. Right now, Aqua is plugged into our private channel for just our Patagonia residents, but we're going to try to create some specializations to deploy it, and then I'm out of time, so come hang out later on at the closing ceremony. We got a booth. Bye.
Thank you, Jeremy. All right, next up, please welcome Max with Nostra.
All right. What is Nostra? First, Nostra means ours. but it's also open source platform to unite people and communities. So what's the three building blocks for it? First, it's OpenStack, which is user apps, open protocol, encrypted storage, and smart contract tools. Second, it's designed to be interoperable for the start. And third, it's designed for sovereign data. So no platform lock-in is possible. You can take our stack, you can do whatever you want, but once you become sovereign data, nobody can lock you in. What's the current problem? There is a lot of communities, a lot of tools. In fact, too many tools. Too many chat apps, too many applications, too many spreadsheets, website. There is a lot of communities. However, they all are fragmented. So your reputation, history, connections stay trapped on whatever tool you use. So in fact, we have a fragmentation problem. That wouldn't be such a big problem if not for the platforms we're using are optimized for completely different things than community and social connection. They optimize for content engagement and endless scrolling. They harvest engagement, erode coherence, and offer no way to export contribution or social capital. So basically, communities are hostage of these platforms, and they remain so. So what is the solution? Well, first we bring it into shared commons, which can be done with open standards and open protocols. Second, individual users and community own their own data and have complete sovereignty in it. And by doing that, instead of every single community and platform tries to compete with limited amount of users and lock them in, we instead cooperate. How do we get there? First, we need to provide easy pathway for existing tools to onboard users. Then they go there, create, participate. Once they're there, they have their own data, and it's sovereign. And they can take it to other, maybe a new platform comes in, which is 1,000 times better. Sovereign data, you plug it in, use all the best tools. So we also want to give immediate value for communities. What are immediate values can provide for them? We can then give tools for coordination, management, simplify administration organization routine. Also tools for dispute conflict resolution and to build, Okay, for members, you can find communities which is right for you. You can carry your own value with you and you can bring your own self. Okay, so this is a vision. Okay, I'm going really fast. So this is great vision, and well, here's a QR code. So what I'm looking for is communities who, especially established one, who have their own flow and want to have something better, because it's in beginning stages, you can build the tools for yourself, you know. Also developers and everybody who wants to own their own social data and carry it whenever they want to go. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Max. All right, next up we have Punto. Please welcome Sol.
All right, thank you. Okay, I was just thinking about, I'm really nervous right now, so I gotta look at my phone for 1 second, okay. You know, I was just having this feeling that like, how do I even explain this thing? Like, what is that city, what it feels like to be here with the people who were not here? And that was the biggest question I had, and like I would like share a picture. I say like, oh, we went on a hike, we did like sauna, but it sounds really generic, and I don't even post on online social medias anymore. So very quickly, my head wrapped around two questions as I arrived here. One, how can I actually turn in this like intense, very ephemeral IRL situation that we shared into something lasting and we can build on? And also, can we actually collaborate, all of us, to actually make something tangible? And that's what happened. In the last 10 days, we built Punto, and then we're making an Edge zine together. Zine is just a smaller, small self-published magazine. So you guys can all post your experiences, your stories from Edge, and then we're gonna actually put it down to one magazine and print them out in Buenos Aires. So that's what, So how it happens is that just to think of it as like an experiment to build meaning-making tool together. So we have posted a lot of open calls, which is the topics. And this one was New Edge Dictionary. If you have developed a local language, I heard like fredging. Or here I'm posting about sauna. In case you don't know, you will find out in the zine. I want you to post that, yeah. And sauna would be a place of broadcasting a flow of thoughts in a very sweaty environment. Things like that. This is just an example. The rest of it is really up to your imagination and your stories. And more importantly, we really opted everything for humanness and togetherness. 2 days ago, few of the very lovely volunteer editors come up. We sat down for hours and we nailed down to a few topics that are going to be included in the zine. It is slow. So be very gentle and generous with the tool. I opted for togetherness, okay? So that's what happened. These are the sessions that we had with the editors. These are the examples of the topics that we're looking for. If you are an introvert and you want to share our little reflections from the experience here, you're very welcome. Of course, there are place for sauna pictures or cold plunge pictures, art, sound. Outro is also a very important and interesting one. So, funny, one last story is that I came here with a dream or like thinking of like, I'm gonna go on chain, I'm gonna go full AI, so tacky, but this happened. So I actually took my whole thing off chain and off AI. It's becoming very manual, but in order to, thanks to that, I'm gonna be able to actually print them out and make a little tangible memory with all of you guys. Thank you, hope you all join, and I'll see you in Buenos Aires with every little gene. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sol. All right, don't worry, folks. We're turning the AC back on. The chicken is still angry outside, but we'll just have to, talk loudly if you're presenting, and hopefully folks can hear. All right, next up we have the telepathy and remote viewing. Please welcome Axel.
Thank you, guys. So I've been running a series of workshops on telepathy and remote viewing. This was our setup for telepathy. We were doing group telepathy here based on free drawing, meaning each round one person was chosen as the sender. They would draw like a private drawing on the notebook, and all the others would receive and draw their perceptions on paper. We also had connection exercises to increase the synchrony in the group, and also partake in pairwise telepathy one-on-one. So here are some examples of what we got. On the left, we have a sending of a bird. Someone else also received a bird. On the right, the moon was received here in these two drawings from two different people. This is an interesting one. We have symbolic matches. It's a good one because it happened pairwise. We have the circle, the grid, the stripes. There's something going on. And in other rounds, we had 3 hearts happen during the same round and 2 spirals appear. So we also experimented with Zener cards, which are typically used for this. This is not based on free drawing. There's always a set of 5 cards to choose. So in these experiments, something interesting happened is that even though people weren't necessarily guessing correctly what was being sent, there was groups and clusters of people who were in sync and who gave very correlated answers. In particular, I asked one of the participants to do the connection exercise for everyone, and without telling that to ChatGPT noticed that this participant was some kind of a central node in the group and was connected with everyone else. They even used Sheldrake's language, calling them a morphic field stabilizer. So that's very fun and nice. But remote viewing is one step up, because in remote viewing we accept that telepathy, we know telepathy is real, and we take all the measures to avoid it and to be sure we're not doing telepathy, because in remote viewing we're viewing a distant location or event. So during our first group, we had lots of participants partake in the exercise, bring their paper reports. However, not a lot of matches corresponded to the target, which was Notre-Dame de Paris, except one person who got the theme of God, and that there was a crossroads right in front of it. At the second meetup, we were more focused, and we got actually lots of correspondences between our own reports and many of us felt the target, which was this tower, this feeling of something tall and circular at the top with this grid-like motion. Finally, our last experiment was called associative remote viewing, where we're trying to predict a yes or no question. In this case, will Ethereum be positive over a 24-hour period ending yesterday at 8 p.m.? And we did predict that correctly. Ethereum did go down. And this is not just that we got lucky. We got this with a reasonable amount of confidence, not extreme confidence, but confident enough the result could have been undecisive or just wrong. The target was this wedge of cheese at the cheese store right next from here. And so in conclusion, I like to think that if I were a hedge fund manager coming here looking to find and hire exceptional talent to be included in consciousness-based strategies for trading, I have to say that I have failed and I haven't found anyone with these skills. However, I'm left wondering, should I go to consciousness communities and try to hire these, train these people in finance and tech to do this work, or continue coming to tech communities and train these people in consciousness? I guess it's like always a bit of both. Thank you.
All right. I love the diversity of projects that are getting demoed at Edge City. And on that note, next up we have the license department. Please welcome Daniel and Nico.
All right. Are you tired of not having fun? Are you over normal social conventions? Do you want a license to spread love and light in the world? Welcoming the license department. Come and get your freedom today. Come and get, she has the freedom to hold the sign upside down. Anything you want here at the license department. These are some of, we have an in real life game. These are some of the really cool cards that people are enjoying. We got the freedom license, the avocado, the hydration card, the massage chain, the shut the F up, lucky charm, etc. We'll be handing these cards out tonight. So come and get them. We have a lot of cool cards. We got new and improved version, new cards, new designs. Join our Telegram group for the alpha chat. And we only got 1 minute to present. Thank you.
Crushed it. Thank you, guys. All right, next up we have In Hell with Blake. Please welcome Noemi.
Hello. For anyone that I haven't gotten to meet yet, I'm Noemi. And I wanted to do a little silly side project while I was at Edge this time around, and I wasn't sure what to do. And right before coming here, I read The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. For anyone who isn't familiar with it, it's this beautiful, epic poem that was written in the 1300s that describes this journey through hell. And I was really struck by this, basically when I was looking at the beautiful Edge floating island logo, I noticed how similar the bottom of it is to a lot of the representations of hell. For example, this is Botticelli's representation of hell, which is eerily like that gorgeous logo. And it just made me think a little bit more about what other artists have represented this. It's been 700 years of people responding to this work. And the figure in the red here, for anyone who can't recognize it, is Dante, an amazing outfit that he is wearing. And the other figure is William Blake, who was an English poet and artist who was really known for being a bit of a loony in his time. He was very underappreciated. He saw angels and visions. And so what I decided was to make an ode to William Blake, who made an ode to Dante, by making inhellwithblake.com. It is, I will say, I made it entirely with AI. I wanted to just limit myself to play around with and see what I could make with it, which was honestly a lot of the time harder than just doing something myself. Essentially, it's just a visual representation. So Blake made 70 prints to go with all of this. And it's just kind of a visual representation. And there's some text that's pulled directly from the Divine Comedy, and then like a lot of these gorgeous images. And I really would just encourage anyone who's drawn to this to just like spend some time looking and seeing. This was made in 1820, which is just crazy how ahead of its time it is. And so I just wanted to give like people a place to come to this. If all of that's too inefficient for you, no worries. Instead, you can confess your sin. So there are 9 different sins associated with the Inferno. I know, for example, that there are some virtuous pagans in the house. I've heard of them in the consciousness residency. If you want to see where your spot in hell is, which company you'd keep, you can just click on that. I've also heard of some lustful behavior happening for anyone who's been up to no good. You arrive here, your elevator door opens to hell, and then you can see what will happen to you. So here you see kind of couples, being punished, I suppose. I'm really like in love with this particular poem. It talks about these like 2 lovers in particular, but the metaphor that it uses is people being swept up in this wind of love. And so if you're in hell for lust, you're being swept away in all of this. And yeah, that's the punishment that awaits you. The hardest part of all this was actually just like finding the paintings and like categorizing them appropriately. So I made a public database for it. So if anyone wants to like mess around and do silly things with art, it's there. That's it.
Incredible, incredible, so beautiful. Thank you so much, Noemi. All right. Next up, I believe this is On-Chain City. Please welcome Kim.
Hi everyone, I'm Kim from On-Chain City. Show of hands, who here hates interacting with government services? Perfect. So this is why I'm building On-Chain City. On-Chain City is a one-click gateway access to Visa, banking, and business. Basically, you can do everything that you need to do with a government within On-Chain City. This is what the average visa application form looks like. It is annoying. I'm sure some of us have had to interact with it. The data required for this form is generally the same information required for other things like when you're, setting up a bank account or opening up a business, etc. And so the issue that we actually have is that government databases are all very fragmented. They collect your information, then they put it in the respective registries, and that's why the bureaucracy actually exists. But in the last 15 plus years, this is all we have been solving for within the crypto industry. We literally built shared databases, and we figured out ways how to make information extremely composable and private. And then this was me a long time ago, and I realized we actually had everything to fix this, and it seemed inevitable that governments would eventually come on chain, but I don't want to wait for them. And so I figured, how can I do this right now and make things seamless for users to interact with this? And that's when we designed On-Chain City. Without trading UX away, we are able to maintain user privacy and allow them to one-click access all of these services. So you have your identity vault, which stores all of your information, and when you're ready to do anything, you can just one-click apply, and we have an AI agent embedded that tells you if something is expiring or not, and it just takes care of everything for you. All of the AI agents operate within a secure environment, so we maintain data privacy throughout the entire process. Now, what is interesting is doing things within On-Chain City, we start to form this contextual graph, right? Like every visa that is issued, every loan you repaid, all of these things become like key information about you that is like useful when interacting with other things. And so we decided, let's build out this contextual graph and actually use it. And this allowed us to actually embark on one of our most ambitious effort yet, which is to build an immigration API. This is something that we're working with the UAE government with. Basically, we ask the question, what happens when your on-chain state is a better representation of you than your actual passport? And so you'll have your personal graph, which is inspired by the GitHub contributions graph. And this graph will be open source as well. And, sorry, I'm out of time. Scan this QR code to join our Telegram chat.
Great job. Amazing. Thank you, Kim. All right, next up, we have the Vibe Code Residency. I'm getting assigned to refresh. Let me do that right now. And we're back. Please welcome Jack and Mariella.
First, if you could make some noise if you joined us in our backyard during Edge. We created such a safe space that we even had some parents drop their kids off and then leave.
Yeah, it's been such a special month, and I just really want to say thanks to everyone that came by and built something. I think we're living in a really special time when you can build at the speed of intuition, build apps in like minutes, and yeah, we're really excited for like what's next. And we have some plans. Like we're gonna be going to Thailand in January and February, and we're really excited just to continue like planting these seeds across the world and across this community. And yeah, we have a Telegram group that you can join. And so basically, if you scan the QR code right here, you can join the future vibes. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything you want to say, but yeah. And then we also hosted a build-a-thon, a vibe build-a-thon, and it was a lot of fun. Like we had kind of like a 5-day sprint, and the winners we're announcing now, and it was a total of $5,000 US in Vibecoin. And so $500 is going to Brennan with his country quiz, which is like a ton of fun. He also built we had an Asado, and he vibe coded like a little project for that, which was like super fun, where everyone could fill out what food they were bringing. And Colton built like a fantasy basketball app, which is like super fun, and I definitely want to do like a fantasy league like using this app in the future. Tomas built the Quick Long, which is like the opposite of the Big Short, which is like the movie where you guys have seen The Big Short, but the idea is like you just bet on Bitcoin's price, and it's super exciting. Miss Purple built a really lovely little app for women to just track their health better and their cycles. Yudhishthra dropped an amazing onboarding crypto app. And yeah, Navo, I guess, do you want to share these ones?
Sure. Yeah, so Navo, who you've seen some of his videos, got Best Video. Anna Carolina got Best Art Project. And Josh got Most Creative Game. And Maiko got a music video, and you'll see some of those in a second. And then Alexander also had a really amazing Mindful Unlock, and we have a site in which you can see some of that stuff later as well.
So congrats to everyone that kind of participated and won, and I feel like it's a really great builder culture here, and I'm excited to see what's next. And yeah, after this, we're gonna have 2 of the demos. We're gonna have Maiko, I think Maiko first, and then Josh share some of the projects that they worked on. And yeah, I think we're at time, and yeah, I appreciate it. So, cool.
All right, let's go straight to Maiko. Please welcome Maiko.
Okay, gonna speed run this so we have some time to see the video. So I'm Maiko with Agartha House, and what if AI made a music video about Edge City? So AI wrote the lyrics, AI made the music, AI wrote the software pipeline, the video script, and made the video clips. And I just prompted it. And this cost about $60 for the Sora 2 credits. And so here's a clip of that, 90 seconds of it. Let's hope this plays properly.
Everything is perfect by design. We're all gonna change the world at Edge City. Yeah, we're all gonna change the world in Patagonia. Yeah, high agency vibes, only the best vibes. We're saving humanity, one pop-up village at a time. We can host anything here, anything at all, as long as it's innovative and vaguely decentralized, and someone wrote a manifesto and it sounds like the future. Express yourself easily, just be yourself. You're fun. After we all go home, Edge City, where the vibes are immaculate. Edge City.
So scan the QR code if you want to see the whole video, hear the whole song, and message me on Telegram if you have any questions. Thanks.
High agency vibes only. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Maiko. All right, next up, I believe this is Josh. Please welcome Josh.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. I'm Josh. When I was 24, I started learning how to play the piano, and I became a professional piano player, playing at piano bars. And I had also was really interested in gamified learning, and I had this idea 8 years ago to build an RPG that would teach you how to play piano. But I didn't know how to code. And then thank you, Jack and Mariela, for vibe coding. So I've created a prototype of a game. Actually, real quick. So in the game, the idea is you're walking around a game world like this. You learn musical things, like, you know, you visit a village, a mom wants you to help her put her baby to sleep, and so you have to play a lullaby, that kind of thing. And then you also run into NPCs that challenge you to jam. And so this is Vibe Jam. You can play, right now the input is just, oh wait, hold on, I'm not getting sound. How do I get sound? Let it go. Okay, we are getting sound. All right, cool. So this is a keyboard you play with. You type. I recorded a lick, and now I'm saving the lick. A lick is like a musical phrase. That lick is now showing up in my lick library, and so I called it thinking, and we'll see how it recorded. Not very good. So let's edit it. So we edit it down here in the lick editor, and we can move the notes around to where we intended them to be in the beat subdivisions. We'll save it. Much better. And then I'm rating it 50 points out of 100 of difficulty. And so there's two other licks that are also pre-saved. This is a place where you can upload background music for a jam battle. And then down here, we'll select the track that we would like to jam against. And now, just real quick, I want to show you what it looks like in the game. You're walking in a Pokemon-like world, and you run into an NPC. They challenge you to jam. And then you enter battle mode. You get a count off. He plays a lick, and now you have a chance to play a lick. And if you get it right, then the computer awards you points. 30 points for that one. Not very good, 0 points. And that's 20 points. And looks like I won. And then the following screen is a battle performance review where you can actually see how your lick, what you played lined up to the beat subdivisions, so you can kind of improve. The lick was recognized, the thinking lick, and it gave you 50 points. And that's the game. Thank you very much. You can join the Telegram group, and I'm looking to connect with people who know Unreal Engine, or 3D modelers for like hand modeling, and beta players. Thanks.
Thank you, Josh. All right, next up, please welcome Lauren.
Hi, y'all. I'm Lauren Roth, and like many of you, I want to live in a world where we're high agency individuals collaborating to co-create the future that we want to live in. And so that's ultimately what brought me to found Iris, where we're focused on how to discover the alignments and collaboration potential within your loose ties. So, what did I do while I was here besides pick a lot of roses? Don't tell them that was me. I started by creating this Telegram bot. So a lot of us are going to DevConnect. This is for you. And essentially all you do is message this Telegram bot, and it'll automatically create a profile for you where you can share context about what you're working on, who you're trying to collaborate with. And then as you're going through the conference and having conversations and meeting cool people, you can message this bot about who you meet, it will log your connection and then pull this fun little alignment overview, which will be progressively getting better throughout the weekend. And if you want to play around with this and remember your ties from Edge City or Dev Connect, you can either scan this to log me as a connection, or if you don't really know me or you don't like me, you can just message the bot. So thank you so much for this incredible opportunity, and see you at the after party.
See you at the after party. Thank you, Lauren. All right, next up, please welcome Madison.
Hello, everyone. I'm Madison. My friend Caroline and I put on the consciousness residency this month. So we kind of came into this month with a burning question that we're trying to answer. What if the human body could be fine-tuned like an instrument? We thought Edge City, Patagonia would be a perfect playground and testing ground for this hypothesis. And that's how Consciousness at the Edge was born. So I heard chatter that people in consciousness kind of live in their own universe at Edge and have no idea what's going on, and vice versa. So I thought it would be fun to share some photos of what we all got up to. We started off with the Gnosis journey, packed rooms. We had to turn people away at the doors. Workshops, discussions, amazing sound paired with nature, tuning fork demos, vasocomputation at Forestera. Unfortunately, the philosopher was not stumped, but they tried. We had 20-plus consciousness athletes wearing wearables and tracking their biometrics while doing a bunch of different consciousness stuff. Lots of fun data capture. Altered States and Sound Experiment by Viviana. We successfully saved the rave. Thank you to everyone who helped out with that. This amazing hike with Saidao and the Shipibo lawyer Demer was very beautiful. Our awesome love science event put on by Christine. We found out that it actually had some really high success rate. I won't get into details, but it was awesome. Telepathy was confirmed at this Edge, so remember this. It's going to go down in history. And then we had some amazing synchronicity experiment by Tuche, and the Syncora synchronicity bot was born. Turns out so many people had a synchronicity throughout the month with Pink Panther. Who would have known? But this is a developing story. Stay tuned. Yeah, but thank you so much. Until next time. I will probably be spending the rest of my life working on this, so you'll be hearing from me. But thank you so much, and scan this QR code for the Telegram chat. That's where everyone is hanging out if you're not already in it. But you probably are, because there's so many people in there. But yeah, it's been such a beautiful, amazing month, and thank you so much if you attended one thing, if you attended everything. Your energy and presence was very felt, and added and contributed so much. So thank you so much.
Huge shout out to Madison. Thank you so much for creating such an incredible part of this month. Like, truly, such gratitude. All right, next up is a very special guest. We have our very own Shaka. Please welcome Shaka.
All right. So, while also helping all of you get recorded or go live, our team helped bring osopit.com live for the open source orchestra pit. So OSO, the open source orchestra, is a simple tradition of gathering the musicians into Ethereum, and in Ethereum to play together. We haven't monetized it, tokenized it, or do anything with it. It's not a project. It's just simply the tradition of getting people together to play music. So like I've done that with Josh. I've done that with many of you here. We've been doing it late nights at hackathons at ETH Global. Every zoo pop-up I go and live in, we just bring instruments and we jam. So the open source orchestra is just a tradition, and we wanted to bring this to we've been bringing this to DevCon and DevConnect for the last 4 years, and we're doing it again this year. We're going to have a big music stage right at the front door, and it's open. There's going to be a bunch of instruments that DevCon team rents for people to just walk up and play. Every morning it's going to be an open source jam, and then we have over 30 musicians in Argentina coming to lead us in some music. On Tuesday at 3:30, we all need to have a big Edge reunion because Timur is going to come DJ, and we're going to have Nico DJ. And we want to have it the ability available for people to give gifts to the artists. So you can do that on osopit.com. That's just a little test stream of me looking tired today. We actually did bring it live here at Edge. So you can give gifts thanks to Porto and ENS subdomains. You create a subdomain, then on osopit.eth, then you can give a gift that way. And without having to create your own wallet, or it creates a wallet for you just by signing into the Porto. You can embed a live stream on there through there and add all kinds of links. And this is a way that we hope people can just be giving gifts to each other at not only DevConnect, but in general. I feel like we want to be the change we want to see in the world. And artists, we have endless liquidity that we can give, so we should tie that circle with the blockchain so people can give gifts back to the artists. And PIT stands for Public Information Transmission, so let's build an Edge PIT too.
Thank you so much, Shaka. All right, next up we have Sanctuary. Please welcome Andre.
Hello, I'm Andre. I want to share with you today a concept I've been working on and receiving a lot of great feedback, helpful feedback from you. I call Sanctuary, which is a curated residential research lab for socio-technical infrastructure. I'm coming from Web3. I've curated and built DeepWork Studio, which is a design studio. Some of these products, you know, Beefy, there was Emmy. I don't know if he's here actually. Oh, yeah, right, we work together. These projects, some of you might know, but you know, I'm gonna skip over those. So I've also curated a great network of individuals who are very talented at different things and actually made these projects possible and are value aligned. Basically what I want to share with you today is this co-created restorative residency where we live, prototype, and research socio-technical infrastructure. So think about it as a combination of a product design sprint, a artist residency, and a community house where we can kind of like live and work together. Socio-technical infrastructure is kind of like the combination of social norms, practices, and technical systems. And we know a lot of them. We know they all need to be improved. I'll have to rush through this, but feel free to ask me for more details later. This is roughly the process. We had the design sprint process from IDEO that some of you might have experienced at the on-chain week this week. We'll do that, and we'll have user research and integration. We'll have upfront research and collaboration on the actual container itself, and also if you're kind of a featured project that we'll work on together, then we'll go into some kind of strategy sessions before and after. Josh, you might know as well, back there was at the last one. Yeah, so basically the goals of that would be the value-aligned relationships you get, user research pieces, technology, improved health, and all the practices. There's basically two options. Either you're going to be the featured project that I get to work with, or like that we get to work with, or just bring your own thing and we just hang out. And the cost is obviously like, we'll just figure out the best and lowest possible thing for the accommodation. So in Chiang Mai, last time we had like $600 for 2 weeks per person. Yeah, so that's it. Ask questions, leave a note, or just talk to me later. I would love to hear your ideas. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your stay here.
Thank you, Andre. All right, we have 3 more projects, and then we're going to get in the vans and head to the closing ceremony, have some amazing food, and celebrate together. All right, next up, we have Argentina on Chain. Please welcome back Lovisa.
Thank you for having me back. I'm going to present what we did in the last week of Argentina on Chain, where we had a design sprint. So we spent 4 days going absolutely crazy in a very small, beautiful San Martin restaurant, together with Ian, that's ex-IDEO, who hosted an incredible bomb for us. These are the final survivors that were here throughout the whole week and managed to prototype a lot of real-world solutions to Argentinian context. So our whole thing was to really anchor into Argentinian local reality. And a secret Telegram chat. But we spoke to people all over Argentina to basically get the low-hanging fruit condensed of what they need help with right now, and like which problems do they want us to solve right now. So one of the co-organizers, Sofia Cosar, she did like 30 interviews with people to boil it down, and we boiled it down through this journey into prompts. Basically a question. This is where we were. It was great. We created all of these solutions and we presented them last night, and it was the most wholesome and techno-utopian event I've ever been to in my life. It was really, really beautiful. I want to give a shout out to Regent House for inviting all of the local students. It was amazing. Thank you for coming through. So what did we actually make? So the first one that I want to highlight, and really I cannot do this justice because it's a live website, so scan the QR code and like explore it because it's a beautiful thing. So basically, Argentina has a huge problems with not having a consistent, up-to-date national view of its teaching workforce. And teachers can't log their hours. They do it right now by paper and walk around having to get the signature from the principal every day to actually be able to get paid. So these guys fixed it with the power of blockchain. Please go explore. I only have 1 more minute and 6 more projects, so let's go. There's 2 local teachers from San Martin in this team. Thank you so much for coming through and working with us, and 2 tech wizards. The next one we fixed voting. So how can we design this meaningful, trusted, and accessible voting system? And this team, they made basically like a puppet master app where the people vote, and the only thing that the political representative needs to do is to act exactly in accordance with how the people vote inside of the app. So it's like an automated politician that is owned by the people. And it's been around for a long time, this idea, but right now we have the technology to actually be able to execute it, and it's incredible. We have Cordobras, which is a transparency project to really help citizens understand how public money is budgeted, to see how it evolves. We have Cotepay. So this is a highly local San Martin version as well. We were lucky to have a lot of Cotesma members to help shape the residency. So we were looking at how they can unlock these meaningful benefits for contributing to their own cooperative. And Ian created this solution. Please check it. We also have San Martin on Chain, which is an incredible kind of Craigslist experience where you can ask the local community through a map what you want, and the local community will provide, and it creates this back and forth between demand and supply live with some also elegant mapping tools. Please check the slides for the QR codes and the links. We have Mate Plus app, which is another Cotesma solution. So this is cool because it's like a collective currency that effectively creates like a layer 2 barter semi-barter economy on top of the of peso. And then finally we have AugMe, which Konrad made, which is a very futuristic and beautiful AI agent that pushes back education to you, and the teachers and students were going wild for it last night. It's recommend to check it out. And then on Monday, we're going to go in depth on all of these points at DevConnect at 3 o'clock at the Governance Hub. So please come see us there. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Lovisa. That's incredible to see the things you guys managed to build in just 2 weeks. In just 4 days. All right, next up, we have the OIF Catalyst Group. Please welcome Titi and Barnaby.
Hey, everybody. I'm Titi. I'm leading Interop and privacy initiatives at Wonderland. And with me is Barnaby from the Ethereum Foundation, leading the OIF. So what's the OIF? It's the Open Intents Framework, which essentially is a permissionless framework for cross-chain intents. You have probably bridged and swapped, and we can probably agree it's not the best user experience, right? So intents fix this. And how do you do it? An intent is just an intention. So you can say, I want to swap ETH on mainnet for USDC on Arbitrum, all right? And this is extremely important now because like with more and more L2s launching every week, your balance is completely fragmented, and we have lost DeFi composability. The thing is that this is a hard problem to solve. You have, like, for instance, rebalancing liquidity, settlement verification, and the trust assumptions that come from it. So the OIF comes to fix this. And the way it does it is first through modularity, which allows solvers, that are the ones that are going to fulfill your intent, to plug and play with different protocols instead of being like tied up to custom solutions. Then also allows new rollups to just easily integrate this framework instead of waiting for a protocol to support them. And aside from that, also has this flexibility that allows like multiple patterns like escrow, resource logs, and trust minimized oracles. So to have some sort of, we're not moving the slides. Okay. So to have some sort of practical example, imagine this user experience where you have your funds locked in some sort of debit card that's going to be your spendable funds, all right? What's going to happen is, for instance, using resource logs, your funds get locked in the compact, let's say. So I have USDC on Optimism and USDC on Arbitrum, and Barnaby is waiting me to send him DAI on mainnet. How can I do that? I can just submit an intent to be like 15 DAI on mainnet to Barnaby at Ethereum. And the wallet is going to quote it using all my cross-chain balance, all right? And it's going to then open an intent with a solver, which a solver is going to pick and fulfill. And that's going to happen in seconds, in one click for the user's perspective, which is an enormous enhancement for the current user experience of Interop. What you can see over here, well, actually it's a payment request that's actually using the OIF aggregator to do a payment from base to Optimism in seconds. And it's using Interop addresses. There are the new way addresses are going to look like, which is going to be addressed at the chain. So I will leave the microphone to Barnaby because we had 2 minutes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Titi. Our residency was a bit nerdy, and there's a lot of words in there that I don't think make sense to most of you. But the main thing that I want to convey is that we've been working a lot on the foundations of what Interop could be looking like on Ethereum, and for all the apps and all the users that maybe you guys are trying to develop or serve. We believe that these tools are going to be extremely important for all of you to, make Ethereum usable, and for your users to have a good time and not think about random informatics shit anymore. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys, and thank you for doing the work of making Ethereum even better. We really, really appreciate that. All right, next up we have The Nest. Please welcome Amr.
Hey everyone, I'll start with a little story. 2 years ago or so, I quit my job, and I was in a phase of exploration, and I ended up at Edge City. And you know, I hear the term society incubator now, but I can honestly speak from my own experience. Like, this is actually what's happening here. Honestly, I wouldn't have had the confidence and the inspiration to pursue this project if it wasn't for Edge. So a huge heartfelt thank you to the entire team for making this happen and seeing the ripple effect that can go through the world with Edge City. One thing I've realized in my time is the way we live is broken. And coming to places like Edge City, having my own co-living experiences, living in intentional communities, I've seen that the default way of living does not prioritize our well-being or our growth. But the best way to change it is to actually experience a better way of living. Most people don't even realize it's something to change until they come to a place like Edge City or they experience something different. In my own experience, when COVID happened, actually, we started a co-living experience where we rented a house on the west coast of Canada, and 10 of us lived together. What was supposed to be 1 month became 4 months, and then 4 months became 5 years of doing this over and over. And during that time, a dream actually birthed. And that's what brought us to The Nest. Because it's not so easy to have these experiences. It's really hard to even find a place or a group of people to do this with. And so the inspiration for The Nest is to make co-living, and these types of experiences like Edge City more accessible to everyone. And so we're building the Nest to enable life-changing community living experiences. So we've actually just bought a property in British Columbia, and it's in this beautiful place called Nelson. And the goal is to actually curate the physical space, what I would call the hardware of community building, to actually support the type of living that we'd like to do. And so this means that we'll be optimizing the property for community living, nature emergent, and wellness. So currently there are 3 houses, 10 bedrooms, and 15 acres. There's great internet for co-working. There's skiing and snowboarding, mountain biking, hiking. And next we'd like to build a co-working space, a yoga space, and of course a sauna cold plunge. And so I'd ask you all, if this is something that's exciting to you, to join the movement. We are officially ready to host you. So if you're someone who hosts a residency, retreats, or wants to organize a pop-up, please message me on Telegram. And if you're curious about the story, how to get 11 friends together to buy a property together, including the legal side, the accounting side, all the little things that you don't really think about until you try and do it, we're going to be sharing that all on Substack, and so you can follow along there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Amr. All right, folks, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining. If you want to demo next week, you can't, sorry. But save your ideas for next time. We would absolutely love to have you. And yeah, so now there are about 10 shuttles waiting outside on the road. They will either be right outside the village or just around the corner to the right. So get on those as soon as you can, and we'll see you at the closing. Thank you.